George H.W. Bush left a letter for Bill Clinton when Bill Clinton beat him in the 1992 election. And it just went viral. Now, I don't know if this was uncovered before. I don't think it was. But now it's out there. And man, is it something. So here's what H.W. said to Bill in a letter. Dear Bill, when I walked into this office just now, I felt the same sense of wonder and respect that I felt 4 years ago. I know you will feel that too. I wish you great happiness here. I never felt the loneliness some presidents have described. There will be very tough times, made even more difficult by criticism you may not think is fair. I'm not a very good one to give advice, but just don't let the critics discourage you or push you off course. You will be our president when you read this note. I wish you well. I wish your family well. Your success is now our country's success. I am rooting for you. Good luck, George. Now, it's just a short, sweet, to the point kind of letter. Hey, man, wish you the best. Wish the country the best. You're now all of our president. You're now my president. The initial reaction that I had, I must admit, maybe I'm a softie, but I was like, oh, man. That is, like, kind of touching, and it just is civility 101. Like, this is how enlightened human beings act. Like, oh, yeah, so I lost, you won. Let me write you a nice letter about, you know, how it was an honor to serve as president and that how you're going to feel and give you a little bit of advice, but let you know, hey, man, I'm on your side. We're not in the same party, but I'm on your side. Your success is the country's success. Let's go get him. So, on the one hand, you go, oh, my God, it's like a sweet letter. They care about the success of the country. And you contrast it with today, and it's like, oh, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, not shaking hands half the fucking time, just saying the worst imaginable things about each other. And you yearn for the days of civility and humanity in politics. That's one feeling I had. But then the other feeling I had is, look, if I get elected president and the president before me is fucking George W. Bush, do I want a sweet letter from him? No. If I saw it, I'd use it as toilet paper. Fuck you, you fucking war criminal. How you like them apples? That's the other part of me. Or if I got beaten by some douchebag who's a right-winger, meanwhile, I'm trying to do the right thing for the people and, you know, for whatever reason. Let's say the economy tanks because of the regulations that were set up beforehand or the lack of regulations that were set up beforehand, and the economy crashes under me, not because of my doing, but because of what happened before me. And I'm ousted after 4 years, and I get, you know, I'm going to write a letter to some right-wing douchebag who beat me, and I'm like, hey, man, good luck implementing your shitty philosophy that will tank the country even further. No, I'm not going to do that. So on the one hand, it's sweet, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, the establishment is far too chummy. And the establishment are like, hey, look, we're all rich and we're all powerful, so, like, we got each other's backs, right? So, like, we all got each other's backs if some shit happens, and fuck the people. Right? Now, they don't say that last part, but that's the sense you get, because, like, well, look at Bill Clinton's time in office. Not saying he was the worst president ever, he wasn't, but, you know, welfare reform, that hurt a lot of poor people. NAFTA, that hurt untold numbers of, you know, people who were in the middle class. Their factory jobs just getting shipped overseas. The Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, which repealed Glass-Steagall, deregulation. Like, that's terrible. So, I don't know. My gut reaction may have been wrong. My gut reaction of, like, that's sweet, I like this, how civil, how nice they are. I guess you know what the ideal scenario is? Here's the ideal scenario. If you get the money out of the political system, so you get the corrupting virus, the cancer out of the system, and then you have a real, you know, debate going on. You have competing philosophies going at it. Hey, limited government. No, bigger centralized government to do important things. So you have that debate, but the money's out of the system, so there's no more special interests, you know, dueling and trying to represent various corporations and screw over the people. So if you had a real system with no legalized bribery and no corruption, and then everybody's representing the people, yeah, in that scenario, the letter would be sweet. Because it's like, okay, look, I know that we just have some disagreements, but you care about the people, I care about the people, you care about your philosophy, I care about my philosophy, and they're just disagreements. But I know you care about making the country better. Well, in that scenario, okay, great. Then let's all sign the letters and have the circle jerk and yay, rainbows and puppies. But I guess one of the reasons why I'm still so cynical is that, like, these two characters, H.W. and Bill Clinton, they were both creatures of the massively corrupt system. So I'm supposed to give them credit because they said nice words to each other? No, they're creatures of the corrupt system, and they would have never gotten to where they were if it wasn't for the corrupt system, so they shouldn't be the people in office anyway. So maybe that's what I'm stuck on. But let's get the money out of the system. Let's get rid of the legalized bribery and the corruption. And then that makes it so that I will not be a cynical asshole, and I will enjoy the lovely letters they send to each other.